So give a quick sketch of your background and talk a little bit about when you first became interested in space and then how that interest evolved over time.
Yeah, so I'll start with the first question. I have been interested in space as long as I can remember, literally as long as I can remember. I've always been obsessed, always wanted to be an astronaut. I know that's every little kid's dream to be an astronaut. For me, it just really, just literally never went away. And I think that I did when I went into school. I was thinking like, okay, I'll pursue some type of aerospace engineering job and work for NASA, and that was always part of the plan. But somewhere along the line, I decided to become an investment banker instead. I had a college roommate who basically sold me sort of the vision and the glamour. And I'm from New York originally, so I didn't really understand it at first, but it ended up started to it became a lot more interesting to me. And I effectively said, okay, well, you know what, I'm going to give this banking thing a shot. And then within basically the first year, I was like, this was a terrible mistake. Then the rest of my time, I was just really thinking like, how do I get back to the industry that I was so passionate about? And I realized that maybe there's ways that I can help on the financing side. And there was so much going on in the early days, even so. But really, SpaceX was one of the big sort of key catalysts for the industry, and I was able to work on that deal when I was at JP Morgan, and that really helped solidify in my mind that I was like, okay, you know what, my place in this industry is through capital. Like if I can provide capital, if I can help other investors understand and learn what's happening in the industry, then like that can be my contribution to the industry, and that's how I can build my network. So that's really what I did for the bulk of my career. And I think it certainly has helped a lot in shaping the sort of investment lens of Payload. But I have to say, right, Payload is definitely a team effort, right? And from the early days, the fact that Ari and I had such different backgrounds really helped our ability to execute. Like Ari really is the media guy, right? He has a media and he has a policy background. He's consulted for media businesses, and he also started one of the largest tech associations in Ohio. And my career raising and investing in private technology businesses, I think that just kind of gives us like a bit of a dual lens when it comes to what's happening in space. That's sort of like, I think, helped us really get off the ground. But really, I think the catalyst that's really helped us grow in the way we did was really hiring Ryan Duffy from Morning Brew. He was our founding editor, and he was really at the Brew. He was responsible for building the emerging tech vertical, and he ended up helping it grow to a few 100,000 subscribers. So it was very obvious to us when we originally were thinking about, okay, what do we want Payload to be? Like, I hate to use analogies to describe our business, but like, the Morning Brew of space. And he said, who better to help build the Morning Brew of space than someone who's so instrumental at Morning Brew, right? So Ryan was an excellent first hire. Rachel Zisk, who previously worked on the FT and Popular Science as a science writer, was our second hire. And we most recently brought in Jess Liss, who has worked on both the policy side and the media side, working at Insider Intelligence. But really, I think the one key thing you'll notice between all of those people is neither one of us have actual space backgrounds. That was very, very deliberate. We specifically said, if we're trying to change the culture of space and like the way space is covered and the media side of space, like we need to really take a very ground up approach, from bottoms up approach. And to be quite honest, in the beginning, we just didn't know if we were going to make the right decision or if that was the right decision. And looking back on it, it was absolutely the right decision, right? So we just hired smart people who understood science, who understood business, and who had a passion for the industry, most importantly. And we've been able to just have a completely different lens on what's happening, and I think that's really helped us grow as quickly as we have.